Namaste, namaste, and welcome to this heart chakra practice for chair yoga today. Today, we're going to work with a number of pieces of equipment. So if you've got a squishy ball, that would be useful for a bit later on in the class, as will access to a wall, which I've forgotten to mention to the guys who are doing this live, but access to a wall or the back of a door, something that won't move that you can lean on is good here. And a belt. We're going to need a belt too. And if you don't have a belt, a yoga belt like this, then perhaps using a scarf or a really long tea towel or a dressing gown belt of some kind. So for the moment, just popping those pieces of equipment to one side, sitting towards the edge of your seat so that you feel the soles of the feet on the floor and the seat on the chair, and pressing down in those areas or connecting down, giving yourself some lift, resting your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Take a moment to close your eyes or gaze gently down here. Step away from all of the other things going on in and around your life. Stepping into this time and space for yoga, a devotion of this time towards caring for yourself, a very heart chakra orientated thing to do. Notice how you're feeling today so that you can be aware of any areas that need a little bit of care or attention. When we work with the heart chakra, our overwhelming energy is one of love, compassion, and kindness. And today we're directing those energies towards ourselves in our physical practice. So not pushing, not striving, not forcing, accepting the fact that there are some places our bodies aren't ready to go. And sometimes we need that softer option for our whole being's health and well-being. When you're ready, you can breathe a little deeper and see if you can feel the chest expanding as you breathe. Try to fill the space underneath the arms, the chest in front of you, and the upper back behind as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, just gently engaging across the navel to help that exhalation be more full. Keep breathing long, deep breaths. The lungs are so much part of the action of the heart chakra. There are parts of the body associated with the heart chakra as well. So feeling this expansion of the breath into the lungs helps to energize that center of energy in our body. After a few deep breaths, gently drawing your chin towards your chest. And when you're ready, you can roll your right ear towards your right shoulder, chin back to the chest, and left ear to left shoulder. Rolling from side to side, or doing alternative neck movements of your choice. See if you can feel the movement in the center of the chest. And by that, I mean the sort of root of the movement is there in the middle of the chest, in the middle of the upper back. And perhaps you can feel it across the shoulders, where the neck joins the torso, where the head joins the neck. If you wish to, you can make circles with your head, just taking a slightly smaller circle, making sure that there's not too much crunching or grinding or popping. If there is, perhaps choosing a different kind of movement or a smaller, more gentle movement. If you are circling in the opposite direction as well. And try smiling as you circle and notice what that expression on your face does to the feelings that you get as the result of the movement. The next time your chin comes to your chest, just leaving it there for a moment and then bringing your head back to center, releasing the hands from wherever they've been, just giving a little roll of the shoulders. Ooh, that's so nice. We'll go in the opposite direction as well. Very good. So before we come up to standing, we're going to do some Paramukta asanas, energy releasing postures for the hands and arms. So let's start with the hands out in front of the body. We're going to breathe in as we spread the fingers as wide as possible, and then breathe out as we make claws first and then fists. Breathe in, spreading the fingers wide, breathing out, claws and then fists. Breathing in, breathing out, claws and fists. Lovely job. Breathing in, breathing out, claws and fists. Let's do one more. Breathing in, breathing out, claws, fists. And then relax the arms down. Give them a little swing if that's useful, or shaking out the wrists, rolling the shoulders, making any movements that you need to. I find I get a lot of tension across the shoulders, so I'm always wriggling my shoulders. And if you do too, then that's great. And if you don't, please just sit while the rest of us wiggle. Okay, so again with the hands out in front of us, nice spread out fingers, big wrist circles here. Nice and expressive. You don't have to have the hands stretched away from the body. You can rest them wherever they're comfortable for the arms and the shoulders. But if you're able to, sitting tall and lengthening the arms in front of you. When you're ready, you can reverse that rotation, go the opposite way. I've got a very clicky wrist. Maybe you're noticing some pops and clicks as well. As long as it's not painful, you're okay. If it's every time you make the movement, then try to make it a little bit more softly, a bit more gently, and see if you can eliminate that click. Wonderful stuff. Then bringing your hands to the center, thumbs into the palms, other fingers wrapped around, and making wrist circles again. Again, you don't have to hold the arms up. They can be more restful down by the sides. But notice how this is different, how it feels different across the back of the wrist and into the forearms, rolling the other way as well. And this is the one, if you spend a lot of time on a keyboard, this is the one that's really, really good. Gets into places other movements can't reach. The Carlsberg of wrist limbering. There we go. When you're ready, you can release the hands, release the arms, give the arms a little shake, or rolling the shoulders, however, whatever feels best to you. Very good. Okay, so now something for our arms. Let's reach the palms out in front of us, palms turned up. Inhale as you sit tall, and exhale as you bring the fingertips towards the shoulders. Inhaling long and open, exhaling fingertips to shoulders. Inhaling and exhaling. Great job. Inhaling and exhaling. Fingertips on the shoulders, take the elbows wide. Same thing again. Inhaling the arms long, exhaling fingertips to shoulders. Sit tall. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do just one more. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll let the arms rest down, arms down to the sides. Swing or roll in the shoulders. Do whatever feels good to you. So we're going to move towards some shoulder action as well in just a moment. But first, a little rolling through the body. So I'm going to turn slightly sideways for this. If you bring your elbows towards each other in front of the body, we're going to inhale as we press into the feet, lift the chest and take the elbows back, and exhale, rounding through the spine, drawing the elbows in and scooping the belly in, chin to chest. Inhale, opening, feeling that lift in the center of the body, lift in the belly muscles as well, and exhaling as you round through the spine, trying to make the back of the body nice and long. Inhaling. It's a gentle, graceful movement. Exhaling. We're not trying to make any particular shape. We're just limbering. Inhaling. And exhaling. Let's do just one more. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then inhale to sit tall and exhale the arms down to the sides. Wriggle anything that needs wriggling. And we will continue our wonderful opening of the chest, bringing the palms together in front of the body. We're going to then take the arms wide, pressing the palms out away from us, lengthening into the arms. Ooh, this I find really super challenging. Drawing the shoulders back and down, so the shoulder blades are moving towards each other, feeling that space across the center of the chest expanding, imagining that you're trying to press the hands apart from each other, fingertips, not toe tips, fingertips back towards the shoulders, so that you get that feeling of length underneath the arms. Deep breaths here. And when we do challenging work, particularly here, you don't need to do much for it to be a challenge. It's good to find that deep breath. Then when you're ready, you can gently bring the palms of the hands back towards each other. Just let the hands rest together in the center of the chest for a moment. Take a moment if you need to wriggle your shoulders. And then we're going to turn the palms upwards. Reach the arms wide and reach the thumbs back behind the body. And it doesn't matter where you go to. You don't have to have the hands high here. You can have them quite low. Feel the shoulder blades moving towards each other, almost closing that space behind the body as you open in the front of the body. If you feel inclined to, you can lift your chin a little if it feels more comfortable on your neck. For a deep breath in. And a deep breath out, reaching the fingertips further away from you, and then very gently bringing the palms back towards each other, releasing nice and slowly. When you're back in the center, we're going to take the backs of the hands towards each other and roll through the wrists. So palms come together, rolling around the little finger, backs of the hands, thumbs, palms, little finger, backs of the hands, thumbs, palms. Lovely. Keep going like this. Nice, beautiful, graceful movement, moving through the wrists. And when you're ready, you can go the opposite way. Lovely job. And then gently releasing the arms to the sides, giving the arms a little swing. Moving the shoulders in any way that feels good. We're coming to doing a little bit more shoulder action with our next move. So taking the fingertips back towards the shoulders, elbows. So if you have one side of the body that works differently from the other, you can do these shoulder movements with one side at a time. And I'll leave you to choose if that is the right thing for you. But if you're doing both at the same time, sitting really tall, the fingertips don't have to touch the shoulders, but in that general direction. And we'll start by moving one elbow forwards as the other one goes back. So a little twisting across the torso here and opening across the chest. Feel free to move your head as you move. Press into your feet. Feel that lift in your belly muscles. Feel that space behind the chest, in the upper back working, as well as in the front of the body, and the sides of the body. A little bit like doing backstroke, really, isn't it? But with the arms nice and short. And keeping the arms bent this way makes it much less hard work for the shoulder joint itself. So we get much more movement for our amount of effort, which is lovely. When you're ready, you can reverse that motion to go the opposite way, or if you're using one side at a time, using the opposite side. And here, as you're going forwards, you might want to look forwards a little bit more like doing front crawl, still perhaps moving the head from side to side, feeling that lift in the belly, that stability in the feet and the seat of the body. We'll do one more in this direction, and then very gently releasing the arms down, making any movements that feel good. Whilst we'll move on to more neck things for the throat chakra next week, it's nice to release. So if you want to draw figure of eights with your nose, that can help these little movements make it easier to release tension from the muscles of the neck. And whichever way you're going the opposite direction as well. Or you might find a little shrugging perhaps more helpful. Whatever floats your boat. Very good. So when you're ready, coming back to center, giving your arms a bit of a shake, we're actually going to come up onto our feet, and I'm going to dispense with this lurid pink jumper, and we're going to take our belts for a little bit of action with the belts. So we'll need the belts close by. We don't need them immediately. Apologies. So close by, pushing the chair to one side. Let's do a little Kati Chakrasana as well. So feet nice and wide, a little softness in the knees, a bounce into the feet themselves to feel that strong connection. And then when you're ready, you can stand tall and gently twist from side to side. Here we're trying to stabilize this movement by pressing the feet down and lifting in the pelvic floor and the belly muscles themselves. And when we do that, we get a lift through the crown of the head, and the body moves around this central channel much more than it will do if we are slightly lean. We tend to lean away from the central channel. So a nice upright rotation is what we're after. And today, if you'd like to, you can allow the flat or a soft fist of the hand to tap your shoulder or chest in front of you. And you can allow the hand that goes behind you to tap the bottom of the rib cage if that feels good to you. If you'd like to, you can pivot on your feet. You don't need to. If you prefer to keep the feet still, that's okay. If you want to, you can add a soft bend in the knees in the center. Keeping that sense of lift in the belly, keeps the chest open. And then when you're ready, you can let your bounce go. Bring your feet to steadiness and slowly allow your body to come back to the center. Very good. Awesome stuff. So here, once we come back to center, take a moment, feel everything that needs to be felt. We're going to reach the arms wide and turn the palms up as far as they go. So maybe even the thumbs come back slightly, and then roll the palms the other way so that the palms perhaps turn back towards the wall behind you, or the thumbs turn a little bit up towards the ceiling. All the way one way, rolling all the way the opposite way. Feel what happens here in the body. So as you roll the palms back behind you, there's a little stooping of the shoulders. As you roll the palms open, there's a little lift. So there's just a little movement here, quite subtle. I'm perhaps exaggerating it, in the upper body as you move through the shoulders. Fantastic stuff. I'm going to do 2 more. Just feeling what happens in the shoulders there. And when you're ready, palms turning up, just float the arms down to the side. Take a moment to wriggle anything that needs wriggling. And let's take a cleansing breath here. We'll maybe do 2. So breathe in, take the arms out and up. And breathing out, palms down through the center to the chest. One more like this, breathing in. And breathing out. Relax the arms down to the sides. So we're going to do this rolling of the shoulders open and close, but alternately. So reach your right hand out to the right, palm turned down, left hand out to the left, palm turned up. And then we're going to roll the palms up and down, but we get a little twisting across the upper body instead of a rolling backwards and forwards. So reaching and rolling, rotating the whole arm from the shoulder. You don't need to keep the arms really rigidly straight. They can have a little softness around the wrists and the elbows, but you may feel that lengthened is more useful, perhaps, to you. And this is more demanding than it looks. It looks dead easy when you see it on the screen, but it's more demanding than it looks. So we're just going to do 2 more, but you can always rest as soon as you feel fatigued. And when you're ready, coming back to the center, floating the arms down to the sides. Let's just give the shoulders a bit more of a wriggle here. Very good. Smashing stuff. Shake out the arms. It's a really nice way to let go of tension. And if you want to, you can shake sort of backwards and forwards as well. On Monday, we did arm swinging, and that will be on our short practice video, provided I remember. But we're not going to do arm swinging today. We are going to practice a little bit of arm movements with our arm stretches with our belts. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to leave my belt in half, because the swinging end of it that's got the buckle on can sometimes clobber you while you're practicing. And I've been hit in the face enough times to not do that these days. So belt perhaps in half will be sufficient. We're going to take the belt behind the body, and if you want to, you can have the palms turned upwards, or if you prefer, you can have the palms turned towards each other. It doesn't much matter here. I mean, it does, but you will find your own way. So here we want a little bit of firmness in the belly. We're going to reach first down with the arms and see what we can do under our own steam. So can you draw your shoulder blades towards each other and the shoulders down to create lift across the front of the body, and particularly that sense of space across the center of the chest. And then here, does it help to bend your elbows? Can you get the shoulder blades a little bit closer towards each other? Can you inch them towards each other with the elbows bent? Take some deep breaths. Try not to hold your breath as you practice. If you feel you need to, you can lift your chin a little. That puts your neck back in line with your spine. That can make the movement feel a little less stuck, a little bit more open. And if you want to, you can lengthen your arms away from your buttocks so that you lift the arms behind you, either with the elbows soft or with the elbows lengthened but not locked. Take some deep breaths here. See if you can feel that length across the front of the body. Now, keeping the hands in this position on the belt, allow the arms to rest back towards your body and firm your belly and soften your knees. And then see if you can reach the hands down towards your feet as you lift your chest. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then come back to standing upright. Leave the arms where they are. Try that with longer legs. So a little firmness in the buttocks and in the belly. Reach the hands down to open your chest, perhaps looking a little up. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And returning to center, we're going to relax the arms away from the belt. You can put the belt down if you'd like to, or wrap it around your neck and just give your shoulders a little bit of a wriggle, and particularly maybe making some movements that feel useful with your neck, shaking out your wrists if that feels good too. So a little word of caution for practice with the heart chakra. So when we make lots of movements with our upper backs and our necks, occasionally you may get the feeling of tingling in your fingertips. And if that happens, then it's best to rest out of what you're doing. Just make some small movements and make sure you get the feeling in your hands back. So if you're holding perhaps too long, or if you're trying very hard, or if there's a little impingement on the nerves in the neck, then you can get those sensations. Doesn't happen often, but if it does happen to you, then do rest it out. Good job. Okay, so now we've done this beautiful opening. We're going to lengthen our belts. We want to have the belt to begin with about the width of our bodies, maybe just ever so slightly, as if you were holding your arms down by your side. And I will show you what we're going to do, and then you can see what you might need. So here we're going to reach the arms up over the head, and then we may need to widen our arms on the belt as we draw the hands back behind the body and down. Now I've done that really quickly. We're going to do it quite slowly. We're going to come back the way. We're going to do about 3 of these. If you know this doesn't suit your shoulders for any reason, then feel free to just reach up and not reach back. So find your nice stable base, and you can do this on a chair if you'd like to, just don't get caught up in the back of your chair. Little softness in the knees, firm in the belly and the buttocks. We're going to reach the arms up in front of us, and at some point we will find that we can't go any further because of the narrowness of the arms. So get to wherever you can go. You don't need to keep the arms really straight. A little softness here is good. See if you can wriggle your shoulders a little bit to find some room. And then when you need to, you can widen your belt and move your arms perhaps a little bit further back. Take some deep breaths as you work. Try to keep the arms quite long, widening the belt as much as you need to, and you can hold on to it, or you can just have it there for a little support. And see if you can find a way to bring your arms behind your body without strain, without force. We want it to be soft enough so there's no clonking in the shoulders, and then down towards the back of the body, towards the buttocks. If you get up but you can't go over, that's fine. Just stay with your arms up. If you've come all the way down, then we're going to widen the hands just 1 hand width further apart, and then reach the arms out and up over the head. And as they come over the head, a little softness in the arms as they float down to the sides. Roll your shoulders if you need to. Feel that length across the arms, openness across the chest. And this is great practice for anyone who spends a lot of time sitting in the day, as we all do. And for those of us who enjoy things that we do in front of the body, like In my case, it would be cooking, knitting, and gardening. They all happen in front of the body, and they all encourage my shoulders forwards. So this is great practice to go the other way. Let's do it a couple more times. So you can do this in your own time. If you want to do it more times or fewer times, that's fine. Start with your hands a little closer together. You may find that this time you don't need to widen the arms quite so much. Reaching up or forwards to begin with, to wherever you get to with this narrower grip before your shoulders say, I can't move easily anymore. Then widening the hands to the point that feels good as you reach the arms back behind you. If you're just reaching up, that's fine, just reaching up. We're going to take the arms down if possible. And when they come down, widen the grip just a little bit more so that when you reach back and up, there's no strain. It's a really nice, smooth movement. And occasionally you might catch the back of your head with your belt, and that's okay. Just take a moment at the bottom, little wiggle, and we'll do this one more time. So hands relatively narrow, reaching out, reaching up. Settle the shoulders down, widen your grip when you need to, and then reaching the arms behind the body. Doesn't matter how far apart they are. Maybe you get a touch of a feeling of stretchy length, and when you get to the bottom, widening the hands one more width, grip width, you know what I mean, and then all the way up and over. I'm very fortunate that my telepathy is working well with students in class today. So wriggling your shoulders a little bit when you come down, and taking a moment just to leave the belt around your neck for a moment, shake out your arms, make any movements that feel good. So if you want to do a little bit of swinging or shaking with the arms, this is quite a nice thing to do. Really lets go of some of the tension across the shoulders. And often as we work through these kinds of postures, we're aware of tension that we perhaps weren't previously aware of. And shaking lets us release it from our fascia particularly. So coming back to the belts, it's good that we're using them. We're going to take this narrow grip again, little softness in the knees, firmness in the belly and the buttocks. Reach the arms up to wherever they go naturally. If you want to make it a little wider to make it more comfortable, you can. We're going to draw the shoulders down away from the ears to further open the chest. And then here, press into the feet and gently sway your arms to the right side. Really firm in your belly. Back to the center and sway to the left. Very nice. Back to the center, sway to the right. Back to the center and sway to the left. When we come back to center this time, we're going to twist. So we're twisting to the right, press into the feet, firm in the belly, back to the center, and twisting to the left. Back to the center. One more time to each side, twisting to the right, back to the center, and twisting to the left. Back to the center. We're going to reach the arms all the way down. Release the belts to the back of the chair or similar. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a wriggle. And here we're going to hug ourselves. So reaching the arms wide, reach the right arm over the left. Give yourself a nice hug here. Let the arms rest onto the chest. If you'd like to, you can bring your chin towards your chest a little bit and just take a couple of deep breaths. This opens up the back of the heart, which is just as important as the front, but it is often open on from our posture. When you're ready, you can take the arms wide. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, reach the left arm over the right arm, hug your shoulders, relax the weight of the arms onto the chest for a couple of deep breaths. Very good. When you're ready, you can release your arms down, give yourself a bit of a wiggle, And we are going to use our chairs finally in this chair yoga class for a little warrior one pose. So we did this pose in our previous chakra classes and quite a lot last term. So stand quite close to your chair. I'm going to step back with the left foot first. So taking the left foot a really nice stride back and letting your hips fall wherever they're comfy. And we're going to leave the right hand on the back of the chair. So if you need to shift yourself a little bit forward, that's fine. And bend the right knee as we press into the left heel. So we want both feet to press down and either away or down and together, whichever feels more stabilizing for your hips. And then lifting in the belly muscles, perhaps just gently tucking under in the tailbone. With the left arm, we're going to make 3 big circles. So if you want to do this with your fingertips on your shoulders, you can, slightly less demanding for that joint, but reaching 3 big circles, and nice and slow. And as you do, feel this space across the center of the chest as it opens. Nicely done. One more like this, still firm in the belly, the feet and the buttocks. And then keeping these legs, we're going to reach the left arm forward and then draw your elbow back behind you. And then when the elbow's back behind you, reach the arm behind you and look there. Super. And then swing this left arm all the way forward. We'll do 2 more like that. Bend your elbow, taking the elbow about shoulder height, but as far back as feels comfortable. Feel that open expanse. Look towards the left and then reach the left hand behind you. Like a closing door, swing the left arm back to the center. Drawing, almost like drawing a bow, drawing your elbow back, opening your chest, looking to the left, reaching the left hand back. And then swinging the left hand all the way forward. We're going to rest that arm down, give it a nice swing. And then here, hands on the chair, just soften your back knee so that you can step both feet together. Take a moment, and then we'll take a downward facing dog. So taking the feet back, nice wide feet, soft knees, lengthen through the tailbone. Bringing your chest towards the floor, feeling that scoop of the belly in. If you want to, you can wiggle your hips from side to side. Sometimes it's nice to do something for them when we're doing so many things with the shoulders. It balances out the 2 supporting structures for the ends of the spine, if that makes sense. Or you can bend one knee more and then the other, or perhaps look from side to side, have a little wriggle through your upper body if that suits you. When you're ready, coming to center, press into the hands, look up towards your chair seat and walk your feet in as you come to stand tall. I'm going to move my chair to the other side, but you guys don't have to. It's just so it's easier to see. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And for anyone who isn't keen to do the warrior pose with the front knee bent, just have your legs long, and they don't need to be stepped really far apart, just a nice comfortable distance. And by stepping 1 foot back, you still get that rotation across the pelvis, which will help your chest to open as well. For those who are warrioring, we'll start close to the seat, step back with the right foot this time, bending the left knee, making sure that both feet are pressing down. We're going to have the left hand on the chair. Gentle tuck under of the buttocks, a lift in the belly muscles, and then we'll make our 3 big circles with the right hand. So nice and slow. And you can do this equally well with the fingertips on the shoulder. If your shoulders prefer that as a movement. Remember, we've done quite a lot with the arms and shoulders today, so they may be feeling a little fatigued. We're working with kindness and compassion. and caring. When you have done your 3 circles, standing tall, just establishing the buttocks and belly muscles working and the feet working strong, reach the right arm in front of you, back shoulder height. Draw your right elbow back behind the body. As you do so, look towards the right and then reach the arm long behind you as well. Swing the arm all the way forward. And we'll do 2 more like that. Drawing the elbow back, keeping the elbow high to open the chest. Look a little to the right and reach the right arm back behind you. When you're ready, you can swing that arm forwards. We'll do 1 more. Drawing the elbow back, reaching the hand behind you, swinging the arm all the way to the front, and just allowing that arm to rest down to the side, a little swing, soften the knees so that you can easily step forward and just marching in place here. Very good. Okay, so we should do another forward bend, but this time, if you want to, you can forward bend to the seat of your chair. So if you are not keen to do forward bending, or if you know that forward bending irritates something in your low back, perhaps it aggravates sciatica, or it might aggravate feelings of discomfort in the low back if you've got discs that shift easily, then stick with downward facing dog because it keeps the spine in a much more neutral position. But for those of you who would like to try this one, we are going to face our chairs, seat as opposed to back. Breathe in, take the arms up. And as you breathe out, soften your knees a little bit and then draw a big circle around the body as you tip forward from your hips, almost like you're going for a downward dog, but we're going to take the hands just that little bit lower. And here you can stay with the torso quite upright, scooping the belly in, or if you prefer to, you can bend your elbows and just allow your head to come a little lower. For those of you whose heads easily reach the chair, you can even rest your forehead on the chair. Up here is fine too. Feel free to lean on your forearms or your hands. See if you can explore how it feels to round through the spine a little bit, lifting the back up towards the ceiling, and then coming back to a more neutral position. Just a little wriggle, almost like a cat pose. And those of you who enjoy cat can always take cat as an alternative here. When you're ready, taking the hands back to the chair if you've been lower down, propping yourself up a little bit. If you can, bend your knees and take your hands onto your hips and then lever back up to standing. And if that doesn't suit you, just walking your hands up your chair back until you get back to your body. Wiggle your hips as needed. Wiggle anything that it needs wiggling. Take a moment if you feel dizzy as well. And we will finish this particular practice with 2 cleansing breaths. Standing tall, breathe in. And breathing out, draw the hands to the center of the chest. Breathing in. Breathing out, drawing the hands down. Fantastic stuff. So before we come to do our restorative, resting, relaxation bit, we are going to use these red balls that I did promise that we would use. And for this practice, we need a little bit of wall. So anything will do. The back of a door that won't push open if you press against it, so it needs to be on the right side of the door, or any piece of wall that you've got handy access to. So these balls are Pilates balls. They are about 2/3 full, so they're really squashy. You can squash them down a little bit, and we're going to place these behind the heart center on the back of the body. So I will maybe do this just, I seem to be really super far away, so maybe here is good. If you've got one with a little air valve, make sure the air valve is pressed against the wall so it doesn't press into you. So you can start wherever it's comfortable, perhaps between the shoulder blades, if that is good. Perhaps it might be a little bit lower, that's all right too. And then just find a comfortable spot here. So we're moving on the ball, a little sway from side to side, cooling down that space that we've been working with a lot in both the front and the back of the body. And the chakras go through the body. They don't only exist on the front, although they're usually depicted on the front of the body, of course. So rolling from side to side across those muscles that have worked really hard across the back of the chest, the upper back, the space between the shoulder blades. And if you want to, you can roll a little bit up and down as well, if your knees allow. And you can explore how it feels in different parts of the back. So if you want to move your ball down a little bit, then to get sort of underneath the shoulder blades and across the bra strap area, for those who are familiar with the bra strap area. And it might be that you take your ball more to one side and roll across the back of one shoulder, and perhaps the upper arm even a little bit. And in this way, we're giving ourselves a little massage. It's more of that nurturing self-care. If you've done one side, be sure to do the other. And remember, you can come and use the balls whenever whenever you'd like to do these sorts of practices to give yourself that little bit of extra love. And then if you want to, you can move the balls slightly higher up. They do eat hair. So if, like me, your hair's grown a lot over lockdown, just be careful with your hair at the back of the body. And doing a little bit more towards the top of the shoulders, top of the back. We're going to work some more with that area next week when we do the throat chakra. But for anyone who benefits from it today, don't leave yourself with a bit of tension if you need to work into the back of your neck now. And whenever you're ready, you can bring your ball to a place that feels comfortable and see if you can take your feet far enough away to feel steady and stable and release the back of your head towards the wall. Now, it might be that you want your ball to be higher up or lower down to do that. It doesn't really matter, as long as it feels comfortable for you. And you might feel almost like you're being pushed forwards. So it encourages this opening in the chest. We're going to turn the palms open and let the arms rest to the side. So almost like the sides of the body are draping themselves around this ball. The weight of the head is supported by the wall, so it is less cumbersome for the neck. And if you can hold a little stillness, if that feels comfortable, closing your eyes and taking some deeper breaths. And if you prefer to offer yourself some gentle movements here, then you can do that too. Whichever suits you, find your way. See if you can have a sense of letting go, surrendering back, surrendering down, softening the forehead, the face, the shoulders, softening that space in the center of the chest, the sternum, the connection of the ribs. When you feel ready, then gently preparing to move, a little firmness in the belly. I find it easier to draw my chin a little towards my chest and then almost walk my feet back towards the wall to stand up. and then leaning against the wall to release the ball. And we're preparing now for relaxation, so gather the things that you need, and for those of you who want a few extra moments with the ball, please take them, absolutely do. When you are ready, come back to sitting. And I realise I've forgotten a blanket today, so please excuse me while I reach one from over here. Very good. So in your own time, finding your way into the relaxing repose of your choice. And it might be that you choose now to recline on your sofa or lie down in your bed. And those are absolutely lovely things to do. But if you're sitting in your chair, allow yourself to sit all the way back into your seat, supporting the body with the back of the chair, resting your arms wherever they are most comfortable. When you're comfortable and have wriggled out a few wriggles, you can gently close your eyes, or here, if you need a few extra moments, just softening the eyelids a touch. As you sit, observe the feelings, the sensations in the body. Observe how you feel now after the practice. And we still have relaxation to really gain the full benefits of a practice. But you may observe now different feelings across the body, different sensations. Allow the body to really rest the feet into the floor, letting go of the effort in the legs, the belly muscles, that space between the shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in, sigh out through your mouth. And repeat 3 more times. A deep breath in, let all of your effort go. A deep breath in, let your muscles begin to relax. Another deep breath in, surrender your weight down. Allow your breath to fall into its natural rhythm, falling away into silence, quietness, peacefulness. Take your awareness into your forehead, feel it soften. The space between the eyebrows spreading. The area around the eyes relaxing. The mouth, tongue, jaw releasing. Allow a sense of heaviness to pervade the body. Soft, relaxing and releasing down, heavy into the floor, into the chair. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest. And imagine there a soft light. If you're drawn to the color green or pink or gray, you may choose to focus on one of these colors. or perhaps mother of pearl, iridescent, silver, green, and grey at the same time, and pink. Whatever color your light is, allow it to glow a little brighter as you breathe in, becoming more intense. And as you breathe out, allow it to spread a little further from your heart. In this light, contain the image or feeling of someone who's very dear to you. It can be someone who is a person you see or a person who has already passed. Contain them within your light. Surround them with your feelings of love, acceptance, with your feelings of kindness, patience, surround them with your peace. Notice how easy it is to develop the feelings of the heart chakra towards someone that you love or care deeply for. Now bring to mind someone with whom you have a little conflict or challenge. Bring them into your light. Direct towards them patience, tolerance, kindness, understanding, caring, compassion. Surround them with your feelings of love. Surround them with your peace. Surround them with forgiveness. And notice how it feels to do that. To offer compassion instead of conflict. And now bring yourself into your light. And just as you did with the person you cared for, and even the person you found more challenging, offer yourself patience, kindness. Surround yourself with that light of love, caring, understanding. Be without judgment. Forgive yourself for anything that you may be holding in your heart. Surround yourself with peace. around. When you're ready, you can gently withdraw your light back towards your heart, back towards your center. You can imagine containing it in a locket or a box, a room or a cabin, somewhere to keep the light safe and accessible, knowing that this light is not only in the center of your heart, but also in the palms of your hands. Every time you touch someone or hug them or reach out to them or write them a letter or an email, make a phone call, you can offer your love, your caring, your compassion from the space where it resides in the body. When you're ready, you can deepen your breath and bring some small movements to the hands, feet, wiggling fingers, toes, maybe rolling wrists and ankles. When you're ready, you can take a deeper breath in and stretch the body in any way that feels good, maybe stretching the legs. When you're ready, gather your hands in and place them over the center of the chest or palms together at the center of the chest. Take a moment here to remember that the heart is unhurt, unbeaten, unstuck. Its natural energy is one of joy and love. Hopefully that will bring the smallest of smiles to your face, maybe a bigger one. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this practice for the heart chakra. I hope you enjoyed it. Lots of love to all of you. Namaste.